In this video, we are going to be looking at how Gurmukhi letters can be altered to alter the sound they make with various signs. Now, signs which are applied to Gurmukhi letters to change the sound they make. So, we'll start off real simple and look at the concept of mukta. Oh, what's happened here? Let's just put in pen mode. Yep. So we're going to look at mukta, which means no sign. So starting off simple, we're looking at words which have no sign. As you can probably tell, these are just the letters we've covered in the previous videos. And we are now going to show you what words they make. So we have a the and a s making thus. So thus, which is the number 10. That's the number 10 written in Gurmukhi, in the Gurmukhi script, and it's thus. So thus means 10. And we have g, r, and m. I could perhaps write that a bit neater. Let's have another crack at that. So we got g, r, and that already looks much better. And garam means hot, like when something's hot to touch, could burn your hand. So garam. And this word, it's written incorrectly here, so I'm going to just correct it, and I'll explain the correction in just a second. So there should be a dot here, because this word is ghalat, not galat, but ghalat. And ghalat is an Arabic word which means wrong. So it's actually even used in the Arabic language. It's a direct import from Arabic, this word. So we have the word gh, l, and the, which means wrong. Yep. And finally, we have, I'll write it up here, so excuse the order, but we have b, r, b, and the. This says parbat, and parbat means mountain. So parbat means mountain. Next we have a kannaa. A kannaa, it's basically a horizontal line with a small downwards projection which goes halfway the level of the character it follows. And what it effectively does is it elongates the A sound, so it gives an R sound after the character. With example to this word, we got k or a kaka, followed by a kannaa and then a rara. This makes the word car, not kar, not because of the kannaa. It elongates the initial kaka to make a ka and then r. So this says car, and this is how you write it. And no prizes for guessing, no prizes for guessing what this means, as it means car. So car with a small kannaa to elongate the kaka. And now we have h, r, and a. So hara. And hara basically means green. Now we have a pabba. So pa, r, a, para. And para basically means heavy. So when something is heavy, it's para. And now we have a the, b, la. So we have a famous Indian instrument known as a tabla. The, b, la. Tabla. And I'll just rub it out again to make room for the final word. Actually, I'll write it down again and write the final word on top. So the, b, la is a tabla. And on top here, we've got a slightly longer word. Ch, m, k, da. Chamakda. And chamakda, it just basically means shines. So when something is shiny, it chamakdas. Obviously the sound of the word adjusts a bit depending on context in the sentence. However, chamakda is when something is shining. And coming back to this word, do not forget that pabba is an aspirated B, so it makes a pabba. So para. Be careful not to spell it with a papa because it can sound like a P for Patrick, but we're looking at an aspirated B. So pabba for para. Next we'll be looking at the Sihaarii. A Sihaarii is basically this small hook-like shape which goes before a character to cut the sound, cut the eat sound, make a short eat sound. So using this example here, I'll put in a h. So a Sihaarii behind, a hook behind, basically turns this into a hi. So a short I sound like a e. I'll rub out the example and look at these words. So here we have he, r, n. So we draw our Sihaarii, put in the h, then a r, and then a nana to give us hiran, which basically means deer, like the animal. Next we have a Sihaarii followed by a dada and a nana. So this says din, din, which means day, like a standard day, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, etc. And next we have a Sihaarii followed by a lalla and a kakka, which says lick, which means to write. Now we have Dill. It's basically a Sihaarii followed by a dada and then a lalla, which gives you Dill, which means heart. Finally, we have a word which is imported from Arabic, even though it's not evident because it's not got any imported sounds. However, it is an Arabic word, and it's an Arabic word which can be created using original Gurmukhi sounds, and it's a Sihaarii. You know, I'll write it with a bit, I'll rub out de and write it here. So we have a Sihaarii followed by a kakka, and then a tatta, and then the Kannaa we looked at earlier, and then a babba. So we have kitab, which means book. Next we have a Bihaarii. Now a Bihaarii is basically the opposite of a Sihaarii. So it's a hook which comes just after a character. So a hook which comes just after the character. And the examples we have here are ha, ti, ha, ti, ha with a Kannaa, and then a tatta, which is an aspirated t sound, your dental T sound, aspirated, followed by a Bihaarii. So it elongates the E sound. So if your Sihaarii was like an I sound, E, a Bihaarii is basically your equivalent double E sound, E. And we have the word hati. ha, a, th, e, which basically means elephant. Now we have the word ch, a, ch, e, chachi, which basically, how can I put it in English? That's your, what's it called? That's your aunt, your father's younger brother's wife. So with relations in the Punjabi language, it can be a bit confusing how, like, you can have an auntie on your mother and father's side. You can have a, uncle on your father's and mother's side. It does get a bit complicated because each one is specific. So in this case, your chachi is your aunt, but it has to be on your father's. It has to be your father's younger brother's wife. So there's a different word for your father's older brother's wife, or there's a different word for your mother's younger brother's wife, or it does get quite complicated. So chachi basically means your father's younger brother's wife. So your chachi. I'm not going to write that down in English, but you can understand why. I probably won't be able to fit it in. So we're going to look at the next one, which is a bit simpler, a word. So we got ha, e, a Bihari, ta, ra. So heater. No prizes for getting what this means. It is directly imported from the English and it means heater. So heater means heater, believe it or not. Next we have, we're about chachi to make some more space. CT. So it's got two Biharis. And we have a Sasa, Bihari number 1, a Ta, Taka, and then Bihari number 2, CT, which basically means whistle. Now I can't whistle to save my life, otherwise I'd show you, but basically to whistle is to CT. A CT is a whistle. And next, we don't have a word, but we have two words which can make a sentence, a very short sentence. And I'll show you that in just a second after I rub out heater. Basically, we got pa, and a kannaa, pa. Not a ba, not your aspirated pabba, but a papa. A pa, na, the very strong retroflex N sound, followed by a Bihari, and then you got a papa followed by a Bihari. So pani means water. Pani means water, and pi means to drink. So if someone comes up to you and says pani pi, that basically means drink water, like in a command-like way. So pani pi means drink water. However, if someone asks you pani pi. Next we have Aunkar. Now an Aunkar is basically something which goes underneath the character to make a short u sound. U, like a U. This is a U, not anything special. So an u sound. And I'll show you by looking at these letters. Words, sorry. So we got a kakka with an Aunkar underneath it. A lalla, then a fafa, and then a Bihari. So kulfi. So kulfi is basically it means ice cream loosely, because a kulfi is a special type of ice cream that is very typically Punjabi or North Indian in nature, and even Pakistanis, and you get lots of flavors like pistachio, mango, malai, which is like thickened boiled milk, and it's quite nice. I recommend you try it. So we have kulfi, which means ice cream, the special Indo-Pakistani type of ice cream. And next we have g with an Aunkar underneath, a lalla, and then a kannaa then a baba. So gulab. So gulab basically means a rose. So a gulab means rose. And I believe it's also gulab in Persian. However, you probably can't tell as they use original Gurmukhi sounds. And the next word is a mamma with an Aunkar underneath, a rara, and then a gaga. Oop, a bit too much of a tail there. Gaga, followed by a Bihaarii. So we have the word murgi, and murgi basically means chicken. Oh, actually, more specifically, it means hen, so a female chicken. If it was a murg, it would be a rooster. However, because we have a Bihaarii, it makes it a feminine word, so a hen. So murgi means hen. And yep, just recapping, gulab is a rose and a kulfi is a special Indian type of ice cream. Murgi meaning hen. Underneath the character, which makes an elongated U sound, so an oo sound, so like two U sounds. And the following words we have here are ch, cha, ku. So two lines underneath the ku make it chaku, which means knife. So a chaku is a knife. Next we have a mamma with the Dulaekar underneath, a lalla, and then a Bihaarii. Muli, which means radish, like radish used in cooking, etc. Quite bad smell if you have muli de pronte, which is a fried bread made with the radish filling. Next we have ka, bu, which is a baba with the Dulaekar underneath, bu, ta, ra, kabutar, which means pigeon. So kabutar is a pigeon. So to make some space, we now have suraj. So a sa with the Dulaekar underneath, a rara, and a jajja, suraj, which means sun, the sun in the sky, the suraj. And next we have loon. So a la with the Dulaekar underneath, and then a nana, the strong retroflex N sound. And loon basically means salt. So don't have too much, otherwise you might get high blood pressure. Loon. Now, as a few bonus words that have a Dulaekar, which are quite special, as you'll soon find out, we have this as one. And have a guess at reading it if you can. It's hoover, which, as you might have guessed, means hoover, directly imported from the English. And now I know the whole background behind the word hoover being a specific type of vacuum, famous type of vacuum. However, it's been adopted into Punjabi as hoover, which just means vacuum cleaner. And another one, we have a lalla with the Dulaekar underneath, a taika, and followed by a nanna. We have Luton, which is the city of Luton in England. So the Punjabi way of saying Luton is Luton through the Gurmukhi script. And finally, we have another direct import from English. We have a sassa, a kakka with the Dulaekar underneath, and then a lalla, which says school. So no prizes at all for guessing what that means. School.